Nina was the happiest girl in her village. After many years of heartbreak, she finally found true love. His name was David, gentle, handsome, hardworking and kind. They were planning the wedding of their dreams. Everyone in the village was excited. People kept saying, "This wedding will be the best we have ever seen." But behind Nina's joy was a secret enemy, her best friend, Titti. Titti had always pretended to love Nina like a sister. They laughed together, ate together, and shared secrets. But deep inside, Titti was jealous. She had always wanted David for herself, but he chose Nina instead. Since then, Titti's heart had turned black with envy. A few days to the wedding, Nina was still looking for the perfect wedding gown. She wanted something special, something that would make David's heart melt the moment he saw her. That was when Titi showed up with a big box. "Nina," she said, smiling sweetly, "I have a surprise for you." Nina opened the box and gasped. Inside was the most beautiful wedding gown she had ever seen. It sparkled like stars. The lace was pure, white, with shining stones and soft fabrics. It looked like something from a royal palace. "Titi, where did you get this?" "It's a gift from me to you." Titi said, "You deserve it. After all you have been through. I just want your day to be perfect." Nina hugged her tightly, tears in her eyes. "You are the best friend I have ever had." But if only Nina knew what was hiding inside the gown. That gown was not ordinary, it was cursed. Titi had taken the gown to a wicked native doctor in a dark forest. She told the native doctor, "I want to give my friend this gown, and on her wedding day, I want her to become a beast. I want her beauty to vanish. I want shame to follow her." The native doctor laughed and said, "So shall it be." He poured strange oil on the gown and spoke wicked words into it. Then he said, "The moment she wears it, she will begin to change." Now, on the morning of the wedding, Nina woke up early. She bathed, sang long songs, and danced with joy. Her bridesmaids cheered her on as she wore the beautiful gown. But the moment the gown touched her skin, something began to happen. Her skin felt hot. Her face started itching. She looked into the mirror and screamed. Her eyes turned red. Her fingers became long and hairy. Her teeth became sharp. Her beautiful face was slowly turning into that of a wild beast. Her bridesmaids ran out, shouting for help. Nina fell to the floor, crying, "What is happening to me?" But no one could answer. Outside the house, the wedding guests had started to gather. David was waiting at the altar, smiling and full of love. But the bride he was waiting for was fighting a transformation inside her room. And her best friend Titti was standing outside with an evil smile on her face. Nina's scream shook the whole house. Her bridesmaids were too afraid to come close. One of them fainted at the sight of her face. The other ran outside shouting, "Something is wrong with the bride." Nina could not believe her eyes. Her smooth brown skin was turning grey. Her nose grew wide like a lion's. Her soft lips stretched into the mouth of a beast. Her nails were long and sharp like claws. She looked like a creature from the underworld. "No! No! No!" she cried, falling to her knees. "This must be a dream. This can't be happening to me." But it was real, and time was running. Outside, the wedding had started. David was still waiting at the altar with a big smile, holding the wedding ring. The pastor was ready. The guests were seated. Music was playing. Everyone was wondering, where is the bride? Back in the house, Nina was crawling on the floor like a wild animal. Her white wedding gown was stained with sweat and blood from her scratching her skin. She cried and screamed for help. Then suddenly, she heard footsteps. The door creaked open. It was Titti. She walked in alone slowly, clapping her hands. "Well done, Nina," she said with an evil grin. "You wore the gown." "Titti, help me!" Nina cried, crawling towards her. "Please, something is wrong with me." But Titti didn't move. She laughed bitterly and said, "You still don't get it, do you?" Nina stared at her with fear in her red eyes. Titti walked closer and bent down, whispering, "That gown you are wearing, I gave it to you, and it's cursed. You will never marry David. Never." Nina's heart broke into pieces. "Titti, but why? I love you like a sister. I trusted you." Titti's face turned cold. "Yes, and that was your mistake. I have always loved David, but he chose you. You with your perfect smile, perfect skin, perfect life. I watched you shine while I cried in silence. Now it's your turn to feel pain." Nina screamed again, but it was not just a scream, it was a roar. Her voice was no longer human. The beast inside her had taken over. Her eyes turned fully black. Her body began to grow in size, stretching and tearing the gown. Titti stepped back in fear, suddenly regretting what she had done. The mirror of the wall cracked from Nina's loud cry. Then something strange happened. Nina stopped crying. She looked at herself in the broken mirror and whispered, "I will not let you win." She crawled to the corner of the room, closed her eyes, and began to pray. She said, "God, I don't know what this is. I don't know who to trust anymore, but I know you are still God. If this gown was made with evil, then Lord, let your fire fall. Set me free." The lights in the room flickered. A strange wind blew through the window. Titti tried to run, but the door slammed shut. Suddenly, the cat's gown began to shake on Nina's body. It was on fire, a fire that didn't burn her skin but melted the cross. Nina screamed as the evil spirit inside her began to leave. She rolled on the floor, shaking, sweating, burning, not with fire but with freedom. Titti screamed, "What is happening?" But the gown caught full fire and exploded into ashes. The moment it did, Nina's body returned to normal. Her skin was smooth again. Her face was back. Her eyes were clear. The curse was broken. She stood up weakly and looked at Titti with tears in her eyes. "You tried to destroy me, but you forgot something," she said. "I am a child of God." Titti fell to the floor, shaking with fear. The door burst open. David rushed in with the pastor and some of the guests. They saw Nina standing in the middle of the ashes, tears running down her face, her voice trembling. David ran to her. "What happened, Nina? What's going on?" She looked into his eyes and said, "She tried to stop our wedding, but God stepped in." Everyone turned to Titti, who was now crying and begging for mercy. The guests gasped. The pastor prayed. David held Nina in his arms and whispered, "Let's leave this behind. You are safe now." The whole village stood still. News of what happened in Nina's bridal room spread like wildfire. People whispered, cried and shook their heads in shock. Some had never seen a miracle before, but what happened that day was beyond what eyes could explain. David held Nina close, wrapping her in his coat. She was still shaking, but her spirit was strong. The ashes of the cursed gown were still on the floor. Titti, her so-called best friend, was kneeling and crying uncontrollably. "I didn't mean to go this far," Titti sobbed. "I was just jealous. Please forgive me." Nina looked at her with tears in her eyes. I forgive you, she said softly, not because you deserve it, but because I need peace. I will not marry hatred on my wedding day. The whole crowd gasped. The pastor nodded and said, Child, you have just defeated the devil, not only by fire, but by love. The women began to sing. Some men cried. Everyone was touched. David turned to the pastor. We are ready now. Let this wedding begin. Right there in the garden, without the expensive gown, without all the fancy clothes, the pastor joined Nina and David together. They said their vows with pure hearts and humble smiles. It was no longer just a wedding, it was a testimony. The guests cheered, people danced, even the sky seemed to shine brighter that day. Nina had survived the beast. She had come out stronger. She had found love and protected it with faith. Moral lessons from this story. 1. Not every gift is a blessing. Some gifts come with hidden evil. Always pray before accepting things from people. 2. Jealousy is dangerous. What Titti did was caused by envy. Jealousy can destroy both the person being envied and the one who carries it. 3. True friendship is tested in your moments of joy. Watch who celebrates you with a pure heart. 4. God never abandons his children. Even when the devil plans evil, God can turn it for good. 5. Forgiveness is powerful. Nina's decision to forgive Titti gave her peace and victory. 6. Don't focus on outward beauty. The true wedding gown is the love and truth in your heart. Dear wonderful viewers, thank you so much for watching this emotional and powerful story. The evil wedding gown her best friend gave her. This story was more than just entertainment. It was a reminder that evil may come dressed as love, but truth and prayer will always win in the end. If this story touched your heart, if you felt something deep as you watched, then please don't just go, like, comment and share this story with someone else. Subscribe to this channel for more touching and deep African stories every single week. This is your home for stories that heal, reveal and transform. God bless you for always supporting.